So, welcome everybody to part two of our November forecasting, where we now work with our cards and we go weekly to see what kind of support and intuitive messages that are there for everybody collectively. So, lean into what feels right and good for you and what doesn't. Just let that go because this is an intuitive reading. Nancy and I use tarot and oracle, one or two oracle decks, and Nancy does her cardology and an oracle card. And we will start with this powerful week, which, as we're doing this, we are already 4 days into November. We're on the Monday, November the 4th. So, I can remember if last month we did like an energy coming into the month, or we just had finished right up to the 31st. Do you remember, Nancy?
We just went up to the 31st.
Went up to the 31st. And we've already, if you haven't caught our forecasts that we just did, and those in our community are still live here with us, you can always go back to that. That'd be like the part one, where we talked about the energies so powerfully coming into this month of November. We already have had our new moon in Scorpio. Energy is flying in. Nancy, would you like to pull a card, just like maybe what's coming, what's pulling through from these first 3 days for us to catch us up into this November 4th, or first full week of November?
Absolutely. Oh, I'm going to turn off my blurring because you can't see the cards very well there. Hold on. Background, what's happening? There we go. No background. You get to watch Jason make breakfast.
Hi, Jason. Good morning.
Okay, where are we? Okay, so the first card we have is the Cosmos, creativity and vastness. So the deck that I'm using is Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. When I went to my shelf this morning, that one's the one that dropped. So as always, Roberta and I will share pictures of these later, and I will post them each week so that you can see it more clearly. So also, if you see me constantly looking down, it's because I'm marking down times as we're doing this to make it easier for you guys through the rest of the month. But so that first few days of the month, it really did feel like stepping into that new energy, that one energy, the vastness and the possibility. This card is also 41, which in numerology then becomes the 5. And so it's like that permission to move forward is really what feels calling forth with this card.
Well, I just felt called to, because I did not pull this deck out for the month of October. And I thought, let's go pull, I'm going to pull a card from this because it's very Samhain, and we came through we came through the portal, and we're still in Samhain. For the true Samhain date is coming up in a couple days, but Halloween, the veil, and I don't get this deck out very often. And it is Terry Foss, when she did her artwork, 2 cards. This is her first round, so I'm pretty sure she has changed these and updated, but they're so beautiful. I feel like just a card for us to go with that, the Cosmos. That deck I definitely had. I hope I still have it, because every time I see that one, I'm like, it's so beautiful. But I did do a sale there, a sale a while ago on some of my decks I hadn't used in a while. It's always good to create more space for some of the decks, so partners don't go, we're living with 1,000 Oracle decks. No, mine has not dared to who said that to me. All right, card for us, please. Gratitude. Gratitude. So coming into this month, right, of just so much gratitude as we're shifting and changing and moving and through the last month. But it you said in our forecast, Nancy, that you felt very present through October. And I would say I did too, but boy, it went really fast. So what are we bringing in, and how do we start this month off? And it feels like there's just so much like to be grateful for, but a stillness. a stillness and a presence as we came into this starting of this month.
I love the imagery on that card. Oh, it's beautiful.
I mean, check out her artwork if you haven't, because her artwork is beautiful. All right, so the first full week of November here for us. So this is bringing us, man, my calendar really wants to stay in October. I have to keep turning the page on it. I'm like, no, we are done October. Okay, the first full week, so the 4th to the 10th. And it's funny, when I picked up this tarot deck, which is one of my favorite tarot decks, can you guess what it is? Because if you ever have been on a call with me, you know what it is. It's Chris Ann's Light Seers deck. And when I picked it up, at the bottom of the deck was Death and Rebirth card was sitting there. So calling in a card, though, to support us for this November 24th, for the first full week, please. 4 of Swords. This seems so appropriate for this energy for this week. So you may feel like this, needing a little bit of a cocooning to go within. You might feel like, you've been through a little bit this week, and that you just have to rest. You have to like take heart and rest. Now, there's a heart like literally sitting outside her. So if things are hurting too much or too chaotic, it's almost like a love and nurture. Bring your heart into the nest with you. Love and nurture. Don't forget about that part of yourself. But the 4 of Swords, and the other thing is Swords energy is all about it's about the mind, right? But also like the higher aspect of Swords is the wisdom and what comes in, right? What flows in and out. And the 4 is wanting that new, like rounding, resting, new pillars to come in, right, for us. So we start this first full week with this 4 of Swords energy.
So the card in cardology that I pulled to go along with this is the 8 of Clubs, which I feel like Roberta just said it. It's like it is your mind, it's your thoughts. And so it's this mastery. It's really inviting you to spend this time this week to take time to rest. And then, like, what are your thoughts? What are the thoughts that you want to release out into the world? What are the ones that you want to let go of? What feels right for you? Where are you creating this alignment for yourself and coming here into this space in the middle of the card? And that's like in the emptiness there, like that is you. So, what are you choosing to fill up into that spot?
Goodness. So that's a pretty powerful like message of like there's no avoiding that message of like nurturing from love deep within ourselves. So I'm pulling a oracle card to support this message. First full week, please, Spirit, of November, the 4th to the 10th. And this one is Wood Wives, adaptivity. That sounds really funny. It's very wispy, like a tree movement, dance kind of energy there. The card number is 64, so we're bringing that down to the 10, which is therefore 1, and that fresh new kind of beginning and start of a new cycle coming in. So it almost feels like this gentle movement. Things might feel like I have the sense like there's movement, but there's some fog. Things aren't completely clear right now, but there's this like opportunity to still move and go and adapt to what is changing. And when I think wood wives, like what is wood wives? But I feel like these earthing of these nurturing mothers almost like coming in to support you through this first this first week and the energy, and allowing you to sway with the wind is what I'm seeing and feeling, so that you can move, you can adapt, right, to what's going on, these waves, these changes that we may be seeing in the first week of November.
Mm. So right as you said, the wind just picked up here and blew a whole ton of leaves just flying beside us. So the next card is the Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance and higher knowing. So I feel like it just really brings all of these cards together in just like trusting that connection and that support from um, others and your guides. And I love that the card is green. Like it is that reminder to bring it all back into your heart. And it's the number 3 on this card. So that also, once again, we talked about that earlier too, like just really taking that time for aligning within yourself. Um, really seems to be this theme this week. Mhm.
I just opened up the booklet here for this card, and it says also strong roots and growth. And the woodwives dance into your dreams as a reminder to be grounded no matter what life offers you.
Mm.
You need to know who you are, what you'll tolerate, what you've learned to date. I've already said some of this stuff with the forecast, what we've learned to
Yeah.
date, and what boundaries to set so that you feel good about yourself. Life is going to offer you something extraordinary now. And in order to learn and achieve its blessings, you must remember that being grounded gives you more freedom, not less.
Mm.
All right. So the second full week of November, the 11th to the 17th. So in that week, we have the full moon on the 15th. We have Saturn going direct. We have that date that we talked about in the forecast, the 14th, with the 6 eclipse and the 6 energy day. We have the 11th, right? So our 11/11 portal energy day. And so let's tarot card, please, for us for that week.
Mm.
Get Queen of Cups. And I feel like right away, almost like this surrendering. I mean, this is a very powerful card in the sense of the cups. But it's like when I look at her right away, the imagery I'm getting for this for today, for that week, for that particular week, is this full like open and surrendering, and also like surrendering to yourself and your trusts and that connection, that divine. We talked about that a lot in the forecast for November, about the deeper trust, deeper faith, knowing who you are, bringing it all together. And so there's like a mastery coming in, a feminine, powerful mastery with the Queen of Cups and the cups itself, and that nurturing, the wholeness, the heart that is in the water, the emotions that all go within that. So there's this big, beautiful surrendering and allowing all what's moving and flowing. And of course, this is our last, coming up to our last full weeks there of Scorpio season. So that's a beautiful, powerful space to be in.
Beautiful. So then we partner that with the 6 of Diamonds, which is the card that we started this month on. And if you remember, like it's really about that being present, being here now, clearing your path. Like, what is it that you're valuing? What are you choosing to hold on to value? What are you choosing to let go of? And to be surrendering and letting it go with ease and grace. There's no forcing here. This is a very gentle 6 energy that just wants to support you in your alignment and your deeper knowing.
Beautiful. Like energy is coming back around to support us from the start of the month. So card for us, oracle card. Oh, this is a beautiful card. Card 44, love that. And it's called The Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life. And look at that.
Well, look at
Like I want a picture, I want that blowing up.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And we're working a lot with Crow and Raven energy at this time of the year into October and November, especially. It's a little Morgan battle fight. If you know who the Morgan is, but the fire, the warrior, um, facing things, and dealing with things in the depths of it. And there's just so much power there. So the perfect storm, the courage to step into life, even with all the storminess, all the things that we're gonna be feeling, seeing, and you remember we're transforming through this Scorpio energy, this death rebirth energy. And like in the forecast I was mentioning about it just being even more intense of this crumbling and the lightning and the almost volcanic energy that's running up and through us. But there's power in the stillness. So harness, I hear me, harness this, harness.
Then we have the eyes of beauty. And so this is positive expectations and clarity. So once again, I feel like we talked about this in the forecast so much, like taking that time to get clear. And once again, that affirmation that I shared with us, I will read it for us one more time. It is safe for me to anticipate better outcomes than I can imagine. And I feel like this card is just really calling us in trusting that, to really trusting that it is safe for you. Like, you dream big, dream bigger and bigger, and expect it to show up even bigger than you can possibly imagine in this earthly realm. And yeah, like she's just in this beautiful grove, like of possibility. And there's like this light, and it's like, what is this light bringing forward for you? That candle, the sparks that we talked about. Yeah.
And I have from the card from the book for the perfect storm is an invitation to act now, the courage to step into life, and sheltering from turbulence. When the perfect storm appears, it cautions you to be ready for an exciting, if turbulent time. The winds are picking up, and you need to make sure that you are close to the eye of the storm, or you will be buffered by gust of sorry, or you will be buffered by the gust of winds may take you far from where you need to be. So finding that still point in it, allowing yourself as best you can to be in the heart of the storm. And I've been seeing that and feeling that even in my imagery and my meditation, being in that center, right? And because if we aren't using that power and the wisdom, and I talked about our sacred tools and things, if we get too much out into the chaos, it could be flowing it who knows where. And maybe not, maybe to Oz, but maybe somewhere else you really don't want to be. So that warning of that, but there's new and exciting times coming in. And the key, it says here, the key is to remain centered and balanced and to bear witness as the forces build intensely. Notice how the loose stuff is starting to fly around, and recognize how little of you, what little that you truly need. Let go of your thoughts, the beliefs, and the attitudes that clutter your heart and cloud your mind. We've talked about this. Then the storm will be absolutely perfect for you. And I love that. I love how it all comes together. All right, going into our third week, the 18th to the 24th, as we will leave behind Scorpio season and enter into Sagittarius on the 21st. And that will be at 2:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 21st. So 11:57 a.m. for those of you on the West Coast. So we have the Nine of Swords. And I always think when I see this, it's like there can be this, like you're almost at your 10, and the swords are a challenging thing, even in tarot. Like they're a bit more the struggle, the harder, they're within the like the swords and within the mind. But this almost feels like a deeper surrendering and a relief. Like there's a relief, right? It's almost like you've gotten through a storm, you've gotten through something. We talked about this in Sagittarius, the energy is going to shift when you get to Sagittarius. But it's almost like there's just been such a buildup, and I'm hearing there may be feeling like all of a sudden you feel it again, and you have to stop and pause. But it's almost like the relief of the tear and the breaking point of taking that rest to get through. Yeah.
So then we have the Queen of Hearts. So also, not only do we move into the Queen, like do we have Queen of Hearts energy the day that we move into Sagittarius. So that was a beautiful alignment. This is really reminding us to have compassion for ourselves, compassion for others, compassion for all that you've been through, and then deep love for where it is that you are now going, and to really love from a place of like service, like giving of yourself. Man, it's so windy here now. It's amazing. Sorry. But giving of yourself, but also giving to yourself. We can't go out and help the world if we're not helping ourselves first. So this is that reminder of the Queen of Hearts loves to be of service, but remembering to be of service to yourself as well.
I love how even in the Nine of Swords here, her dress is red. There's hope. These crows are like nothing's attaching to her.
Yeah.
Where if you look at this deck and other times, like they're weaving things around her, threads and things, they're up and above, and even some are like a ghost, like moving, moving away, moving forward. And so the other card, the Oracle card I got here for that week is Just Devil. There's a lot of turning energy
Yeah.
that's coming up in the cards, and this one says moving out of stagnation, and it's 15, so then we're moving down into a 6 energy there with the card number. But you can see it's like moving out of the stagnation, and we will feel that with Sagittarius. Will help to move us into the next. And you think um dust devils, right? They just kind of, you see them out in the field and they're kind of cool, and then they go away and they come and they move energy. So allow energy to keep moving through you in that third full week of the 18th to the 24th.
Then, along with that, we have the High Lord of Gratitude and Service, selflessness, humility, conscious action. And this is a number 2 card. So, really echoing what I said about the Queen of Hearts, right? Just that compassionate, giving, service energy. And that too, reminding you like that it's you and other people, like sharing that love and that compassion, and just expressing deep gratitude. Um, oh, it's so beautiful.
Love it. So moving into those last 5 days, 5 days, 6 days, 6 days of the month, the 25th to the 30th. Feel like we have obviously US has their Thanksgiving on the 28th. That 25th, we talked about that day in numerology with the 8 of Hearts and the 8 energy day. So go check out that forecast card, please, for us, Spirit, of this last week of November. Wow, we are so much into the Crow, Raven, and Sword Mine energy. And so we have a 2 of Swords coming up. And it's just, I feel like there's this final reminder of you. It's like we're being hit on the head with this message for this month of you have the power. Take off your blindfold, like your hands are free. whatever's bickering at you, and that, with the two, right? The back and forth. And I feel like there's something that wants to be seen. Take off the blindfold. If you're finding that there's a lot of bickering, a lot of contrast, which we're talked about that Pluto, Mars energy. And then we're going to see this in the news in the world, but it's like you get to free yourself from this and find that balance and harmony.
Beautiful. We have so much queen energy coming up in this forecast as well, right? I'm just like looking back and I'm just like, oh my goodness. So the Queen of Diamonds partnered with this, just really, once again, it's like being compassionate and caring around your values. Like, so really honoring your values and also holding space for others to be able to honor theirs. We all have different things that are important to us. And so it's like opening your eyes. Oh, like taking off that blindfold in the previous card, the Two of Swords, to be able to see other people's thoughts and opinions, ideas, what they hold near and dear. It doesn't mean that you're saying that yours are wrong and theirs are right. It's just holding space to be able to open each other's eyes and our hearts to what else is out there and what other possibilities there are.
I feel like, we talked about this in the forecast, the imagery that was coming in about you going into that deepness, into this beautiful cave, surrounded by these beautiful candles, and having your ancestors, the healthy and whole ancestors and your guides, and that kind of feeling and knowing that they're standing around you. And every time we get that queen that's coming in, it just feels like there's that support too that's coming in for us. So a oracle card to go with this last week, please, Spirit. Oh, it's very light. Wait. Many masks. It says the authentic self, and the card is 38. The many masks. So, it just really feels you kind of coming in with like this, the theme overall in November, how we're seeing different things, different, illusions and secrets and things coming to the truth. Like Pluto's like, we'll have no more. Things have to rise, have to be seen, but we have to be seen within ourselves. So I think we'll see other things and other people. Things will be unmasked. We get to see the truth of things. But for you personally, what mask may you wear with certain things? What is worn out? What is, what can you take off? What can you be more authentic and come into yourself? What can be revealed?
Beautiful. We had that card last month too, in the October to 14th position. I just feel like it's come back around again because it's so important. So then along with the last one for this week is the Dream Walker, dreams, collective good, illusions, and it's an 8. So it's like tying it all together, and it's like that what we talked about a moment ago with the Queen of Diamonds, of seeing other people's perspectives and stuff. It's like to lead to that collective good, like all of this that we are going through, we are healing ourselves and we are healing collectively. And it's like we're going to step into the end of this month and feel that new paradigm, that new world coming to fruition now. That she's standing on this rock with her flute, and it's like she's calling in all of that magic and all of that power and all of the dreams, calling them into reality.
Love that.
Oh, and there's a beautiful dragon behind her. Let's not forget we are in the dragon year.
Yeah, I was shocked about that. Do we remember the fact that we're in dragon year still?
Yeah.
Like, I think I said that at my live circle I had to my ladies. Like, did you remember? Did you forget? Like, lot of us forgot about that. So
Yes.
I love how everything has been very supportive, pulling in throughout the forecast to this beautiful reading. And I'm just going to pull one last card for us as we exit out, like an overall message, because I don't get to use this deck very often. So a card just like final overall overlay, beautiful message for us for the month of November, please, Spirit. Mystical. Look at that.
Oh, look at that card. Oh.
Mystical. And we are mystical. Mystical.
Mystical miracles. So there we go. I was like, oh, I'm going to pull one from the mermaid deck because
She's got these are two candles on each side here. That's the smoke. And she's got her kitty cat. But mystical. We're in mystical times.
Yes.
What is mystical? I hear, what is mystical to you?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you for everybody that has joined us live in the Cosmic Earth Weavers community. Thank you, Nancy, for another lovely month of forecast and reading. It's always fun to do these. And for those on the replay, wherever you find this recording, stop, say hi, let us know that you have watched this, how it's feeling, how you doing. Are you aware that we're in the month of November? All those kind of things. And until then, we'll see you next time for December, which will be in just a few breaths. So anchor in, enjoy November.
Thank you.